At 9:14 on a Tuesday, Alex received the message he had been waiting for. A recruiter from a well-known technology company had seen his profile. The job was fully remote, the salary was better than his current one, and the interview could happen that very afternoon. 48 hours later, Alex still did not have a new job, but someone else had his full name, home address, date of birth, bank details, a photograph of his ID, and almost everything needed to pretend to be him. The strange part was that nothing had looked obviously fake. There was a real company name, a professional recruiter, a proper interview, an employment contract, even an onboarding portal. So where exactly was the trap? Alex had been looking for remote work for 3 months. He was not desperate, but he was tired. Every application seemed to disappear into a black hole. Dozens of forms, carefully rewritten resumes, and almost no response. Then a message arrived through a professional networking platform. "Hi Alex, your experience appears to match a remote operations role we are filling. Are you available for a short interview?" The recruiter's profile had a photograph, a job title, and the logo of a company Alex recognized. The message mentioned one of the skills listed on his profile. It did not promise instant wealth, it did not contain obvious spelling mistakes, and the salary, while attractive, was still believable. That mattered because Alex already knew what a scam was supposed to look like. He imagined bad grammar, ridiculous promises, and a stranger immediately asking for money. This looked different. The job description sounded boring in exactly the way real job descriptions sound boring. The recruiter even warned him that the hiring process could move quickly because the team urgently needed someone. Alex replied. The recruiter moved the conversation to email. The address looked convincing at first glance. It contained the company name, followed by a word like careers and a normal-looking web address. The email signature included a corporate logo, a phone number, a physical address, and links to the company's real website. Alex was asked to join a video interview the next day. The interviewer appeared on camera for only a few minutes. She apologized for a poor connection, switched the camera off, and continued by voice. She asked normal questions. What experience did he have? How did he handle deadlines? Why did he want to work remotely? How soon could he start? She occasionally paused to take notes. She explained the responsibilities of the role and asked Alex whether he had any questions. The interview lasted almost 40 minutes. That time was not wasted from the scammer's perspective. Every normal question made the process feel more legitimate. Every minute Alex invested made him less willing to believe that the opportunity might be fake. At the end, the interviewer said the team would make a decision soon. Less than 2 hours later, the offer arrived. The offer letter was polished. It included a salary, working hours, benefits, a start date, a job title, and the name of the person who would supposedly manage Alex. Alex searched for the company online. It existed. He searched for the manager. That person existed too. The company genuinely employed remote workers, and the salary was within the normal range for the position. Alex was still cautious, so he searched for the recruiter's name. A person with that exact name appeared to work in human resources. Everything seemed to match. But Alex had verified the people, not the conversation. He had confirmed that the company was real, but not that the company had contacted him. He had confirmed that the recruiter's name was real, but not that the email belonged to that recruiter. He had confirmed that the job title sounded possible, but not that this specific vacancy appeared on the company's official careers page. The scam did not need to invent a company. It only needed to stand in front of a real one. The next email contained a link to complete onboarding. The page used the company's colors and logo. At the top was a welcome message containing Alex's name. Below it were the forms he expected a real employer to request after hiring him. Legal name, home address, date of birth, tax identification number, bank account details for direct deposit, emergency contact information, and a photograph of an identity document. None of those questions seemed random. A real employer may genuinely require sensitive information during legitimate onboarding. That is what makes this kind of trap effective. The danger is not always the information being requested. The danger is who is requesting it, when it is being requested, and where you are entering it. Alex completed the form. The page displayed a green checkmark. Onboarding complete. For a few seconds, he felt relieved. The search was finally over. Then the recruiter sent one final message. The company would provide a laptop, a monitor, and a headset. But because Alex was working remotely, he would need to purchase the equipment from an approved supplier. A company check would arrive by email. Alex should deposit it using his banking application, buy the equipment, and send confirmation immediately so the supplier could reserve the package. Now the offer had changed. The employer was no longer paying a supplier directly. Alex had become the middleman. But he had already signed the paperwork. He had already told his family that he had found a job. He had already imagined his first day and what he would do with the additional income. Walking away now would not feel like avoiding a scam. It would feel like losing an opportunity. That emotional shift is important. The scammer was no longer selling Alex a job. Alex was now selling the job to himself. Still, something about the check bothered him. He opened a new browser window, found the telephone number on the company's official website, and called Human Resources directly. They had never heard of him. There was no interview, there was no offer, and the recruiter, whose identity had been copied, had not sent any of the messages. Alex avoided sending money to the fake supplier, but the first part of the attack had already succeeded. The fake onboarding form had collected a package of personal information far more valuable than a single password. A name by itself may not be enough. An address by itself may not be enough. A date of birth by itself may not be enough. But when multiple pieces of information are collected together, they can be used to impersonate someone, target existing accounts, attempt to open new accounts, create more convincing phishing messages, or sell the information to other criminals. The fake interview was not merely a conversation. It was a machine for lowering suspicion. The recognizable company created authority. The social proof created tension. The lengthy interview created commitment. The fast offer created excitement. The urgent onboarding created time pressure. And the official-looking portal created the final illusion of safety. No individual element had to be perfect. Together, they only had to feel more plausible than Alex's doubts. So how could Alex have detected the scam earlier? First, an unsolicited recruiter is not automatically a scammer, but the contact must be verified outside the conversation. Do not use the telephone number, website, or link provided by the person contacting you. Find the company's official website independently and contact it through a trusted channel. Second, check the exact email domain. A display name and corporate logo prove nothing. One added word, one missing letter, or an unfamiliar domain ending can lead to a completely different organization. Third, search for the exact vacancy on the company's official careers page. Scammers sometimes copy real or expired job advertisements and repost them with altered contact details. Fifth, a legitimate employer should not require you to pay to obtain a job. It should not send you a check and instruct you to forward money, buy gift cards, purchase equipment through an unknown supplier, or return part of the funds. Sixth, sensitive onboarding documents should only be completed after you have independently verified both the employer and the offer. A professional-looking portal is not proof. Logos, names, photographs, job advertisements, and website layouts can all be copied. Seventh, urgency is not evidence. "We need this today" may simply be designed to prevent you from checking the details with another person. The simplest rule is this: verify the employer somewhere the recruiter does not control. What should you do if you have already completed a fake onboarding form? First, stop communicating with the recruiter. Do not send additional documents, money, verification codes, passwords, or photographs. Save the evidence. Keep the emails, usernames, telephone numbers, web addresses, offer letters, payment instructions, and screenshots. Do not assume the messages or websites will remain available. Contact your bank immediately if you shared banking information or deposited a suspicious check. Explain exactly what happened rather than waiting for an unauthorized transaction to appear. Change any password that you reused, beginning with your email account. Your email is often the recovery route for other services, so protect it with a unique password and multi-factor authentication. In the United States, victims can use identitytheft.gov to create a personalized recovery plan and report identity theft. Internet-enabled fraud can also be reported to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center. Job scams can be reported to the Federal Trade Commission. Depending on what information was exposed, you may also need to review your credit reports, place a fraud alert or credit freeze, replace compromised documents, and dispute accounts you did not open. Acting quickly does not guarantee that nothing will happen, but it reduces the time in which someone else can act as you. The most dangerous fake job offers are not the ones that look absurd. They're the ones built from real pieces: a real company, a real employee's name, a copied job description, a believable salary, a long interview, a familiar-looking form. Alex did not fall for the scam because he was careless or intelligent. He fell for it because every stage answered the question he was asking. Is this company real? Yes. Does this recruiter exist? Yes. Does the job sound possible? Yes. But he never asked the question that mattered. Can I verify that this specific company sent this specific offer through a channel the recruiter does not control?